So for my 10 Little Indian theme project, Do You Know Where I Am? I chose this chapter based on the themes of relationships. The next slide is for this quote, Sharon and I were Native Americans royalty, the original prince and princess of Western Washington. I chose this photo because these are two Native American couples who could be seen as the next prince and princess of their tribes, or just in general how society views them. On the next slide is I think I lied because I wanted to be briefly adored by strangers, to be remembered as a handsome and kind man, a better man, more complete, even saintly. I chose this picture is because this is him taking all the kind words that the strangers are giving him, and he's just listening. He's not saying anything right now at the moment, he's just listening. The next slide is now I know what you smell like, and no matter what else happens to us, I'm always going to know what you smell like. I chose this photo because these two couples are very close to each other, and they seem to be looking up like as if they were smelling each other. The next slide is apparently I was the kind of husband whose wife needed to sleep with at least one other man and an untold number of who might be waiting in line. I chose this picture because I feel like this is the kind of men that she would have lined up. Man of her of Man of Native Americans, how they would look like and how they would just kind of like be in line for her. The next slide is how could I love a person and want to hurt her so much? How could I look at my wife, the mother of my children, feel the only need for revenge? I chose this book cover because it could be a book about the beast and a tale of love and revenge. Who knows? So it kind of just fitted him at the moment that he was thinking. The next one is call it a blunt mix of arrogance and self-hatred, but I was certain that I was one Indian man who was good enough for my Indian wife. I feel like this photo is about other Indian men who could be in his wife's life. And out of all these men, she would only see him. Yet again, he is not the only man that she's seen. So he thinks that he is good enough for all these men to be in his wife's life. The next slide is that's the problem. You've been blind for years. I chose a photo of a young woman because he's been with his wife for a while, and it seems that she hasn't been receiving the attention that she deserves. So she believes that he's just been blind and not noticing her, and that's why she cheated. And just because she is a young, beautiful woman, she has a chance to be with other men and other men to notice her. The next slide is how do you measure marriage? I chose this picture because it just kind of shows a measuring tape and two couples in the heart of what marriage could be, or how marriage could be measured. The next slide is who keeps accurate count of such wonderful moments? Wouldn't a better husband know that number by heart? I chose a photo of a man just sitting there and smoking because he wants to think about all the great moments, but he just didn't seem to notice them at all. He's been busy on his own time. The next slide is I believe I was being rational, but who can be rational in such a painful situation? I chose this photo because it's an emotional man versus a rational man. They're facing each other, and he doesn't seem to know what place he's been sitting at. The next slides are just my works cited pages, and yeah, that is all. Thank you.